We're going to be working on this 1/14 scale beast. Today we're going to be installing some cab mounts and a lighting system in the cab. One quick tip I want to go over real quick is just on clamping things. You can see I got a lot of clamps going on here. So really important to clamp things down, make sure everything is flush and ready to weld before you weld it. All right, so these are actually perches for the cab to rest on. It helps the cab be level, supports the cab as well. So before I do my final welds, what I want to do is put the cab on here and make sure it fits. And as we can see, it looks pretty good. All right, so as you can see, the cab perches are completely done. The cab fits on here really well. Looks pretty great. So the plan is to go ahead and take some felt. We got some felt, and what we're gonna do is stick this on the sides because there's a little bit of space between the insides of the cab and the frame rails. And then that'll just take care of a little bit of that space. And then what I'm gonna do is put some Velcro on top of these perches and in the bottom of the cab on a corresponding spot. And then that way I can stick the cab on and take it off. Obviously this thing's gonna be a pretty heavy duty build, so if I hit something or the cab kind of gets knocked one way or the other, the hope is that the cab will just kind of fall off the frame instead of breaking the cab, because this is just cheap plastic. So for right now, we're done with the cab mounts. I'm not gonna add the felt until after we paint the frame and the perches. What we're gonna do is move on to some lighting. We're gonna put some lighting in the cab. I just wanted to go over a couple things I'm going to be using to put the lights together. I have a Dremel. I'm going to use that to cut out some light buckets. Said some of the obvious stuff, soldering iron, flux, tape, electrical, solder, wire strippers, wire cutters. It's stuff that I got online. A lot of it is stuff that you kind of need to put a good light system together. We got connectors, LEDs, resistors, heat shrink, wiring, crimpers, and then a multimeter. I wanted to go over a couple things real quick about the LEDs, stuff that I do when I'm putting a lighting kit together. So basically you can have the same LEDs in the box, the same color and size, but what you need to do is get a little battery pack like this. It's got 2 AA's in it, and what this does is allows you to test the LEDs, and what you're doing is testing for brightness, because you can have the 2 same exact LEDs, but the brightness may differ. And then when you go to use them together, either one or the other will work because they're pulling different resistances. If you go to a different color, the resistance is even greater, obviously. So as you can see here, the red and white will work together, but it significantly decreases the brightness of the white LED. Basically, there's a couple different ways you can go about this. You can either wire it like I said, wiring different colors on different circuits, or there's a way you can do the math to figure out exactly what resistor you need and what LED you need based on the voltage drop of the LED. I'm not going to go over too much of this. Just know that you do have to be careful and conscious because of the different resistances within different color LEDs. So let's go ahead and get the LEDs in this truck. As you can see, the light buckets turned out pretty well. The LED goes in this back hole, and then what I'm gonna do is fill these with hot glue. So we've got some Corrosion X right here. This basically prevents things from corroding. And this is a little connector. Spray the ends of these, and then that prevents your LEDs from corroding, because what you wanna do is take your LED, or at least for me, and slip it in here, and makes it really easy to be able to change LEDs if you need to in the future. Take and bend both these tabs over sideways, and then just take and trim the excess. And you got a really easy way to, again, like I said, change the LED if you ever have to. All right, so the LED light system is working. As you can see, I used connectors basically to put everything together. So again, it's nice to have crimpers and connectors and not have to solder anything. And then it also makes it a lot easier to deal with this stuff, especially if you have to take wires apart to get them routed through the body of the vehicle. As you can tell, the lights are working. They're working pretty good. What we're gonna do is take the hot glue and we're gonna go ahead and fill these in, and then that way they'll look like real lights. They'll be a little bit foggy, but again, not really for functionality. They're more for looks than anything. All right, so the lights are done. Probably can't even tell. The glue is pretty much almost dried, so hopefully it doesn't fog up too much, but that's how it's gonna look basically. And that's what the light's on, so looks pretty good. So that's gonna wrap it up for today. If you're looking for any of the other build videos, I always link them down in the description box below. Make sure you go down there, check it out. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell to get your post notifications. It lets you know each time I post a new video. And thanks for watching.